My brothers and sisters, have you ever wondered why a certain person keeps returning to your mind even when there's no contact, no message, no reason? You try to move on, yet their name echoes in your thoughts. Their memory lingers in your heart. Is it love? Is it destiny? Or is Allah trying to teach you something far deeper? Sometimes Allah connects two hearts for a reason beyond what we can see. It's not always about romance. It's about purpose, prayer, and purification. Maybe that person was sent into your life to test your patience, to strengthen your faith, or to bring you closer to your Lord through dua. So before you let your emotions take over, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what is Allah showing me through this feeling? Because when your heart keeps returning to someone, it's not always a coincidence. It could be a divine message waiting to be understood. Stay till the end and let's uncover the spiritual truth behind why certain people never leave your thoughts and what Allah really wants you to learn from it. In Islam, nothing in your life happens by coincidence, not even the people you meet or the feelings that arise in your heart. When two hearts connect on a spiritual level, it's not just a random emotional experience. It's part of Qadr, the divine plan of Allah. These connections are often subtle, powerful, purposeful, designed by Allah to awaken something within your soul, guide you toward goodness, or test the sincerity of your faith. The Prophet Muhammad beautifully said, souls are like gathered armies. Those that recognize one another will be in harmony, and those that do not will differ. This profound hadith reveals that some souls are destined to align even before they meet in this world. Such connections go beyond physical attraction or worldly interest. They stem from the realm of the soul, the unseen world that only Allah fully understands. When Allah connects two hearts spiritually, there's often a deep sense of tranquility, sukoon between them. It's not about lust, obsession, or constant communication. It's about peace, purity, and sincerity. You feel calm when you think of that person, not restless. Their remembrance doesn't distract you from Allah. It brings you closer to Him. You might even make dua for them without expecting anything in return, simply because your heart feels compassion and connection that seems beyond logic. This type of bond is divine in nature, serves a spiritual purpose to remind you that love and connection are not just emotional experiences, but signs of Allah's mercy. He can bring two people's hearts together for many reasons, strengthen their faith, to prepare them for a future together, to teach them patience, or to remind them of what truly matters, the Creator who connects all souls. It's important to remember that spiritual connection doesn't always mean a romantic relationship. Sometimes Allah connects you to someone to teach you a lesson, to bring healing into your life, or even to lead you back to Him. You may not end up with that person in this world, but their presence in your life might transform your heart, your mindset, and your relationship with Allah. These connections are sacred trusts. They must be protected from sin, desire, and worldly attachments. True spiritual connection aligns with the principles of Islam, modesty, sincerity, and emotional purity. When Allah is at the center of your bond, the connection becomes a means of worship rather than distraction. So if you ever feel deeply connected to someone without clear explanation, don't rush to label it. Reflect, pray, and ask Allah for wisdom. He alone knows the purpose behind every connection. Maybe it's love, maybe it's a test, or maybe it's just a spark meant to guide your heart closer to Him. Because when Allah connects two hearts spiritually, it's never without reason. It's always with divine wisdom and eternal purpose. When Allah connects two hearts spiritually, the signs are subtle yet deeply powerful. These signs are not about emotional dependency, romantic fantasy, or constant desire. They're about peace, faith, divine alignment. The bond that forms through Allah's will carries light turn, sincerity, and purpose. It is not built on worldly attraction, but on mutual spiritual growth, sincerity, and remembrance of Allah. One of the first signs of a spiritually connected heart is tranquility's sukoon. When you think of that person, your heart doesn't feel anxious or restless. Instead, feels calm and safe. Their remembrance does not distract you from Allah. It reminds you of Him. This is a connection that uplifts your soul and purifies your thoughts. The Quran says, "It is who sent down tranquility into the hearts of the believers that they may add faith to their faith." Surah Al-Fath 4:8 and 4. When a connection increases your faith rather than weakens it, that is a sign it carries divine wisdom. Another sign is mutual spiritual influence. You feel encouraged to do good deeds, pray more sincerely, or abandon sins because of their presence or example. Even from a distance, their words or actions might motivate you to become a better servant of Allah. This type of connection becomes a source of iman, faith, not temptation. Allah sometimes places such people in your life to remind you of your higher purpose. A spiritually connected heart also experiences unexplainable compassion and empathy. You may feel concern for that person without knowing why, or you might make do for them without expecting anything in return. It's not obsession, it's mercy placed by Allah in your heart. The Prophet said, when Allah loves a servant, He calls Jibril and says, I love this person, so love him, and the people of the heavens love him. Zabukhari. Likewise, Allah can place love or concern in your heart for someone whom He wishes good for as part of His divine plan. Another powerful sign is spiritual alignment in timing and tests. You might both go through similar challenges or lessons that shape your souls in parallel. This doesn't always mean you are destined to be together. It means Allah is writing a shared spiritual journey, teaching you both through one another's presence or distance. Lastly, true spiritual connection leads to remembrance of Allah, not sin. You find yourself making do for clarity, seeking forgiveness, and asking Allah to guide your heart. This shows that your connection is being purified through divine intention. The more you surrender your feelings to Allah, the purer and more meaningful the bond becomes. In essence, a spiritually connected heart is not driven by worldly attachment, it's guided by divine purpose. When two souls are connected for the sake of Allah, their bond becomes a means of light, purification, and spiritual awakening. It's a reminder that love, in its truest, most sacred form, begins and ends with Allah. When Allah allows a connection to form between two hearts, it is never random or meaningless. In Islam, every bond, every meeting, and every emotion that touches the heart has a divine purpose. Often, people mistake deep emotional feelings for love or destiny, but in truth, such connections may serve as lessons, tests, or pathways to spiritual growth. The key is to look beyond emotion and seek the purpose Allah intends behind it. A true spiritual connection is not just about how someone makes you feel, it's about what that connection awakens within you. Allah may bring a person into your life to soften your heart, teach you patience, or to remind you of your need for Him. Sometimes a person's presence, or even their absence, becomes a mirror that reflects your soul's state. It shows you where your heart stands with Allah. If your feelings make you humble, grateful, and closer to your Creator, that connection carries divine wisdom. Allah says in the Quran, and it may be that you dislike a thing which is good for you, and that you love a thing which is bad for you. Allah knows, while you know not. So Surah Al-Baqarah 2:2 says, this verse reminds us that not every strong emotional bond is meant to lead to a worldly relationship. Sometimes Allah connects hearts so that one can awaken the other, to guide, to heal, or to serve as a temporary lesson. When the lesson is complete, Allah may separate the two, not out of cruelty, but mercy. The purpose behind divine connections is often spiritual purification. You may be drawn to someone because their character, their faith, or even their trials inspire you to improve yourself. This attraction is not about desire but tazkiyah, the purification of the heart. Through that bond, Allah may be polishing your soul, helping you to detach from worldly dependency and turn fully to Him. At times, Allah places someone in your heart to test your sincerity and emotional discipline. Will you let your feelings lead you astray, or will you remember Allah and maintain your dignity? This test reveals the depth of your tawakkul, trust, and your ability to love without transgressing. True love in Islam is not blind emotion. It is guided by intention and purity. A spiritual connection might also serve as a reminder of your purpose in life. When a certain person's presence makes you reflect, repent, or reconnect with your Creator, that connection has fulfilled its divine reason. Even if it brings pain or separation, the end result is growth. In the end, emotions are temporary, but the lessons Allah writes through them are eternal. The next time someone occupies your heart or thoughts deeply, don't rush to label it love or destiny. Instead, pause and ask, what is Allah teaching me through this? Because in every connection, there lies wisdom. And in every emotion, there is a message from the one who controls all hearts. When Allah places someone deeply in your heart thoughts, it's not without meaning. Such connections, whether they bring comfort or confusion, are opportunities to turn back to Allah in due and complete trusted tawakkul. Instead of letting emotions consume the heart, a believer transforms them into a bridge that leads closer to the Creator. This is where the true spiritual maturity of a Muslim is tested, not by how strongly they feel, but by how sincerely they submit. Dua is the believer's strongest weapon and safest refuge. When your heart becomes attached to someone, rather than chasing answers from the world, speak directly to Allah. Say, Allah, if this bond is good for my faith, my heart, and my future, then make it easy and bless it for me. And if it is not, remove it gently from my heart and replace it with something better. Such a dua reflects surrender, acknowledging that Allah knows what you do not. Often, people become emotionally restless trying to interpret constant thoughts about someone, wondering if it's love, destiny, or a sign. But Islam teaches us that contentment lies in trust, not in knowing. When you hand over your confusion to Allah, your heart finds peace. even if the situation remains unclear, you realize that Allah's plans are not delayed, they're perfectly timed. Every unanswered message, every unexpected distance, every persistent thought, all a part of His divine design to teach you sabr's patience and tawakkul, trust. Do also helps purify intentions. Sometimes a person enters your heart so that you may make do for them even without their knowledge. The Prophet said, the supplication of a Muslim for his brother in his absence is accepted. There is an angel appointed for him who says Ameen, and for you the same. Say he Muslim. And so when you find yourself thinking of someone again and again, turn that thought into a moment of prayer. Instead of longing or worrying, say, Ya Allah, guide them, bless them. That's how emotional attachment transforms into spiritual growth, by redirecting it toward the one who controls all hearts. True trust in Allah means believing that if someone is written for you, no distance can separate you, and if they are not, no effort can unite you. This mindset frees you from anxiety and helps you find peace in Qadr, divine decree. Allah is Al-Latf, the most subtle. His wisdom often unfolds in quiet ways we may not see immediately. In the end, turning the connection into do and trust means surrendering the why and when to the one who knows best. Whether Allah keeps that person in your life or removes them, know that His decision carries mercy. The moment your attachment becomes a conversation with Allah rather than an obsession with a person, that's when your heart truly heals, matures, finds divine tranquility.